to today's video. If this is the first time that you're seeing me, I am the Hermit Tarot, and this is my free tarot reading channel here on YouTube. I gotta stop saying that. It's not the real intro, but I do a lot more on this channel, so maybe that's why I keep saying that intro. It's just so I can like subtly tell you about all the other stuff that I'm doing. But anyway, I have a podcast now. I haven't posted an episode in a while. To be honest with you, I've just been trying to let Mercury retrograde not beat my ass. It's been a challenging 2 weeks, which is why I thought we'd do today's video centered around how we can be more successful. So listen, my days, Mercury retrograde did a number on me personally. I didn't have a lot of energy for everything, let alone anything. So I've definitely dialed back, and I hope to kind of get back into the swing of things. There should be a new podcast episode of Spirit Talks coming out soon. I hope to do a giveaway soon. I also want to introduce you guys to some of the other projects that I've been working on, which I just didn't have the capacity to launch during the last month, but thank God I didn't, because in hindsight, you're not supposed to start anything new when Mercury's in retrograde, so lucky I didn't. But anyway, until we get there, let's focus on today. Today's video is asking Spirit, how can you be more successful? We'll be doing a pick a card reading. It's literally a pick a card reading too. So you have to choose from 4 different cards today. And before you even get there, before you skip ahead, please listen to this quick little disclaimer. Today's reading is open-ended. It is ambiguous. I am focusing on getting messages from Spirit specifically around how you can be more successful. It is up to you and your discerning intuitive abilities to figure out how those messages fit with your vision for success. You may choose to approach this reading with a very clear intention around being more successful towards one specific aspect of your life. Maybe you want to be more successful towards love, towards friendship, towards your career, towards finances and money in general. Whatever it is, today's reading is open-ended and general to be able to cater for our general open audience. There are 4 different groups to choose from. They did turn out to be quite different, so as usual, take time selecting your groups. I do have our meditation portion of today's video up if you need more time to select a group, and I'm going to take you into the pick a group portion now. Welcome to the pick a group portion of today's reading. As you can see, we have 4 groups to choose from today. We are picking cards from my brand new Oracle deck. I actually can't remember the name of it. Oh wait, here it is. Celestial Bodies Guidebook. Oh, excuse me. I just read it straight from the guidebook. My bad. It's Celestial Bodies. Oh wow, Celestial Bodies. Anyway, I love this deck so much. It's honestly something that you will see much of in the future, a lot of in the future. So I'm very, very, very excited to use it today again for today's video. So group 1, y'all have the 11 card here. This deck features numerology and astrology. So we have the number 11 here for group 1. Group 2, you guys will have the lunar eclipse card. Take time to pay attention to the imagery on these cards as well. Pause it if you need more time. There's a lot of colors, a lot of creatures, a lot of patterns, a lot of moods, a lot of energy. Group 3, y'all will have the 9th house over here. Again, pause it if you need more time, because wow, there's a lot going on each of these cards. And you may be more attracted to a picture or an object rather than the card itself. So, Group 4, you have Chiron here, the Chiron card. And yeah, I don't think I need to repeat the same message, but there's a lot going on this card, so wow. Those are the 4 cards to choose from today. If you need more time, you're welcome to pause it here, or you can join me in the 1-minute meditation portion of today's reading as well. That will be playing after this clip, so you don't have to do anything except wait. When you know which of these 4 groups you're feeling most called to, scroll down into the description box, click on the timestamp for your group's reading, and I shall see you there. So the first thing I want you to do with me is to take in 2 deep, mindful breaths. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and in.
2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to focus on clearing your mind. It's natural to have thoughts racing at this point. I want you to embrace each thought as it comes and let it slip as quickly as it came in. Focus on clearing and balancing out these thoughts so that they come and go without a desire to be attached to them. And now, with a rested mind, I want you to think of the first group that comes to your mind. It may be a number. It may be an object that I showed you. It could be a specific color. It could be a feeling that you felt when I showed you each of the groups today. When you are ready and when you feel confident, select your group and join me in your reading.
Welcome group 1. If you chose the 11 card, then this is going to be your reading. So we're asking Spirit today, how can you be more successful? You can use this reading to focus on any aspect of your life you wish to, or you can focus on all of them. Success can be measured by multiple avenues, or you could be choosing to focus on one specific aspect of your life. So the 11 card tells me that you are more of a holistic person in terms of one area of your life definitely impacts the other. I think that if this isn't the case, that is honestly the best way that you could be successful, is by looking at this as something that needs to work together. This card is very powerful. It has in the middle, well, the number 11 to me is like the peak of energy colliding in terms of union within self and harnessing the different chakras in your body and the different energetic influences that your body can go through. We start on this card with Kingdom, we move to Foundation, we have Beauty, Knowledge, and the Crown up here, and then on the outside are all these sort of suggestive, they're actually planets, but I am interpreting this card as more of energy for you. So we can see understanding, victory, strength, mercy, splendor, wisdom. Honestly, group 1, you seem to be someone who has many different complementary skills and many different aspects of your personality that need to kind of be honored in order for you to be most successful. If you're focusing on just one avenue of your life or one part of your personality, you aren't going to experience the level of success that you are capable of. You kind of need to look at the situation as something that is going to grow for you into all areas of your life. So let's get some more oracle cards to see if we can finesse this energy, and then we're going to get tarot to clarify even further. So group 1, please, Spirit. How can group 1 be more successful? How can group 1 be more successful? We have Midhaven. Midheaven, I think it is. Midheaven. I always said Midhaven. Interesting. So that's like purpose / it ends up being a lot of people's career. It's the part of your chart that's around the 10th house in terms of your birth chart. So it feels like, yeah, you're someone who's supposed to, your version of success is supposed to impact all areas of your life to the point where it's something that you're very passionate about. It's something that you could be earning money from, but it's like it actually is just something that gives you a reason to get up every morning. You know, it's yes, it's something that you're successful in that can be measured by material success, but it feels energetically thrilling as well. Let's get some more cards out here. Group 1, how can it be more successful? We have Water coming out for you as well. Water is telling me that your version of success involves honoring your feelings, honoring your emotions, and understanding your intuitive pulls, because water is more than just emotion. It's about your intuition and how your fears as well as your happiness are kind of pushing you to the right area. I kind of feel here that you're someone who is actually very, 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 I'm hearing primally instinctual, And being successful means you have to pay attention to what your fears are telling you as much as what your joy is telling you. It feels like for you guys, you need to look at your fears as, well, if I wasn't afraid, this wouldn't mean so much to me, so it must. Not as a red flag. Most of your fears are a sign to you, group one, that this is something that you really care about, and that if it does go to crap, you're going to be very upset. You're going to really feel like, wow, I just missed out on something I really want. So you need to pay attention to your fears as much as your intuition and what your joy and happiness is telling you, because you seem to have that tendency to kind of slip into the shadowy sides more. So honestly, you need to embrace everything when it comes to your personality, including maybe you have a skeptical mind or a more logical mind that likes to look at the worst case scenario. Okay, but why? What is this really telling you as well? It's almost reminding me of myself before I was really comfortable with my shadows and before I was fully aware of what kind of person I was. I always thought I had to be happy. I always thought that, sadness or fear was a sign of weakness. But I'm just a very logical person, and I can be very skeptical about success if I have fear. But in my case, and I'm only sharing this because I think it's helpful for most of your group, the fear to me is a sign that this is something that I really care about and that this is something that I want to do well in. It's a motivating factor to do good and to really succeed at the task at hand, because if I'm not afraid, that means it doesn't matter to me as much. It means I don't actually care and I'm not as passionate about it as I could be. That means that maybe if I'm not afraid to lose it, maybe I'm not focusing on the right area of my life at all. So interesting. Anything else they need to know? Venus, yeah, you, despite the fear or despite the logic, despite anything else that may be coming in terms of skepticism or just, pessimism, it feels like with Venus coming out that your road to success is really about taking the highs and the lows, if that makes sense. Venus is interesting because I'm hearing the word beauty, but what came out first was compassion. And Venus can represent beauty, absolutely. But I feel like for you, it's about exercising compassion towards yourself. This 11th house, this 11 energy, no, 11th house, this 11 energy, group one, your version of success seems to be following your intuitive pulls and allowing Venus to kind of influence where your perception lies. So you're often someone who's very attracted to things, or who finds an attraction to the things that you're supposed to be successful in the sense of maybe it becomes somewhat of an obsession, or not to that point though. It's just making me think that there is a slight feeling of like becoming too attached too quickly to certain things. Honestly, if your heart isn't in it, if you're not passionate about it, if you're not afraid, at least a little bit afraid of losing and not being successful, then you're not investing your energy in the right path, group one. That is a clear sign that your version of success is somewhere else, because in order to be successful, you need to feel passionate about it. You need to feel a little bit afraid of losing it or messing it up. And you need to feel like there is a strong emotive pull towards this. There's a strong feeling of, I really want this in my life and I can see myself having this in my life. If you can't, if you're just numbing yourself, or if it's just something that fell into your lap and you're just like, okay, this is cool, then it's not really something that's going to be peak success for you. It's not that you need to work hard for it. That's not what Spirit is talking about here. That may be another part of your personality that you're good at doing. You might be a good hard worker, but really the key signs that something is going to be very successful for you is that there's passion, there's desire, and there seems to be a little bit of fear that it could go wrong. So let's see what Tarot can tell us now, because I'm really curious to get deep into this energy for you. Group one, please, Spirit. How can they be more successful? The Ace of Wands. Yeah, there has to be this attraction. You have to feel pulled, almost compelled. There is a little bit of hesitation because desire has a lot of question marks around it. Well, do I actually need this or do I just want it? And I think that for you, you, passion is a big key sign that you're heading in the right direction. You need to feel passionate about it. You need to feel inspired by it. You need to feel like the mere thought of this in your life is expanding into other avenues and creating, more opportunities for yourself. This is like a catalyst for you. One step through the door feels like a catalyst into more possibilities. So success for you starts with this feeling of being inspired, or zesty is what I call it, like getting your zest back. Feeling like a spark within you being lit and ignited. I think Spirit is encouraging you that if you have lost your spark, Group 1, then you need to start looking at what instigated that spark in the past and how can you bring that back, because you seem to be someone that has little obsessions or little hobbies or really specific interests, and those are key signs in how you can be successful, because it is supposed to be something that you're able to be successful with Midhaven here. For example, to talk about Midhaven more personally, to give you an example, my Midhaven is in Pisces, and for most of my other chart is in like earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus. I don't have Virgo, but mostly Capricorn. So I spent a lot of my youth thinking that success for me was ticking boxes, getting money, collecting dollar bills. I'm not that I was that kind of person, but no tea, no shade, but I collecting money basically. And then all of a sudden, spiritually awakened, Pisces brought out my intuitive side, and I realized I have so much passion and a genuine interest in the mysticism that spirituality and tarot offers, and how I can use that to help others. So it would be very interesting if you find what your Midhaven is. Where does your Midhaven fall on your chart? Because it's something that starts as a passion but can lead to success for you, and it has to be influenced in terms of your version of success, has to be influenced a little bit by what you intuitively feel you're going to be good at, but also what you're a little bit afraid of failing at, because it clearly means so much to you and something that you can see yourself doing. But with Venus here, you genuinely care about what you're doing. I do think with the Ace of Wands here, it all starts with a spark for you. That's how you know you're going to be successful, whether this is in a relationship, in a job. It starts with a spark, an instant attraction. We move forward with the Two of Swords, telling me that you can know, or a better way to be successful at the moment is coming from a balanced place. So not feeling impulsive, not feeling like you need to make this work now. You're afraid, you don't really know, there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of desire to do well. So take time to sit on it and to understand those feelings better. Take time to understand your fear better. Take time to understand why you feel so pulled in this direction to the point where it's almost inadmissible. And know that when it comes to your success and being most successful in this aspect of your life, it does involve you making clear, calculated choices and moving forward in ways where you are comfortable with your actions and what sort of plan you have for yourself. I do think that you're someone that needs to deliberate and just contemplate things before you take action. This is saying come from a balanced mind. So Spirit is encouraging you to really think about what success means to you. Group 1, how does success impact your life and all the different areas of your life? How do you want to be successful in the different areas of your life? Where is the spark missing in different areas of your life? Because you may have come here for love, you could have come here for career, but the spark is missing in other areas of your life, and you are a holistic being. With the 11 here, if the spark is missing in one area, the spark cannot return to another area. You need that to work together, like synergy within you. How can Group 1 be more successful right now, Spirit? The Two of Pentacles. Spirit saying make time. Spirit is actually saying cut the crap. I'm sorry, but Spirit saying cut the crap. You know you have enough time. You have the capacity to do these things. Slow and steady, bit by bit. You won't. What you reap is what you sow. you don't know unless it grows is the main message that's coming through. So for some of you, you have planted seeds, okay? The spark is ignited. We don't know what to do. So let's just slowly keep cultivating the soil, watering the seed, fertilizing the earth, and seeing where this grows. If we don't put effort in, we can never know. It will grow stagnant and it has no chance to germinate, let alone become a bountiful harvest for us. So make time, Spirit saying, make effort towards the area of your life that you want to be successful in. If you've seen the spark and you're confused of what to do, this is your specific message, group 1. You need to start putting in the effort towards what you want to grow. And honestly, this is just talking about a little bit of time here and there, not sort of cramming 3 hours of your afternoon onto this one area of your life. Just, 5 minutes here and there, 5 minutes in the morning, a quick text here, a quick email there, a quick scroll through the community feed, or whatever this is that you want to sort of bring more success into your life, whether we're looking at being successful in friendships, in relationships in general, in your career, in your finances, in your household as a family. Make time for what you want to be successful in, because thinking can only get you so far. You can't possibly know what's best to do until you start doing some of it and realizing that for yourself. So I see that for many of you, it could be helpful to make a little list or a short list of things that you can do to better understand whether this is something you want to continue investing your energy towards, or whether you need to change your energy. Spirit's saying make a short, quick to-do list and make it achievable to do over the next week. Whether it starts with, sending that text message, or signing up for that dating app, or, calling that friend, or just putting out that group invite, or I'm not too sure. It even just could be scouring local newspapers. Whatever it is, it's a short to-do list for you, group 1, and you need to make it something that will show you whether this is worth, you continuing, or whether you need to look for your inspiration elsewhere. Because for some of you, what I'm seeing is someone going down the list and scratching that out. Okay, so that didn't work. Next, let's try this. Okay, nope, that didn't work. Okay, scratch that out. Next, what's on the list next? A process of elimination seems to be a key here to be more successful. But in order to do that, you have to have a list of efforts you want to achieve. Group 1, please, Spirit. How can I be more successful? We have the Valet of Blades reversed. So honestly, this is telling me 2 things. First of all, the Valet of Blades is a very immature energy of someone who needs to kind of make mistakes in order to learn what is best for them to do. In your case, you're forcing mistakes where mistakes don't need to be made. It feels like you're making yourself feel and look a lot more immature than you actually are. You're actually outgrowing this position in life. You're no longer this immature, naive, mistake and accident-prone Valet of Blades. You're a lot more wiser. You have more information. You may not know what to do, but you can't pretend to be this person anymore. I do see that the way that you can be more successful is by positively talking to yourself better and seeing yourself in a more capable light. I'm seeing that you are definitely someone who is more capable than you give yourself credit for, and that you have almost enabled a lack of action by telling yourself that there's nothing that you can do, when actually there is. For this card to be reversed, there is definitely something you can do, and it could start with a message. Spirit's saying it's time to stop lurking and it's time to do that thing. Send that message, take that phone call, post that letter, answer that email, whatever it is. It has to do with communication, and it's blocked on your end, group 1. It's time for you to start letting that opportunity come in by pushing your energy out there through your communication. It seems like you could be a little bit more, what's the word? outgoing with your communication, replying to those text messages, forwarding those emails, updating your website if that's what we're looking at here, updating your profile, making yourself more available, because people aren't being able to connect. Your opportunities can't connect to you. You're blocked, and you're pretending that this is something against your will, but it's something that you've forced to happen. It's all in your court. The ball is in your court, is what Spirit is saying. One more card. How can group 1 be most successful, Spirit? Oops. How can group 1 be most successful? We have the King of Discs here. So interesting. Honestly, you are someone who is supposed to be a little bit like a kingpin. Kingpin came to mind when I saw this. I know I love watching superhero movies. This makes me think of Daredevil and the Kingpin. But honestly, the King of Discs is telling me that you are someone who is supposed to be self-managed. You're supposed to be very successful, potentially owning your own business, really in control of your own endeavors when it comes to your finances, your family, creating your own little legacy in this lifetime. You have to see yourself as that, though. You've been cutting yourself short and not following through with actions that reflect the reality that you want. So I really do think that with the King of Discs here, this could also be about shadowing or spending more time with people who inspire you, whether it's relationships that inspire you. Wow, I would love to have a relationship like that one day. Whether it's professionals who inspire you. Wow, I would love to have my own career or business like that one day. Whether it's friendships that inspire you, people who inspire you, places that inspire you, little, because places, I think that's really underestimated actually for you guys. Places that inspire you. You're actually got this undercurrent of a creative energy, and I think that it has to start with this passionate creative spark in order for you to be successful. Not knowing how to do it is completely normal. You're not expected, okay, so I've got inspiration, I know exactly what to do. That's not realistic. But instead of staying in this energy of not knowing what to do, start slowly making those little to-do lists and crossing off what doesn't work and continue going with what does. Try not to see yourself as being immature, inexperienced, and unable, because you are capable and you've actually outgrown your mind's perception of yourself. You're very, very, very capable, and make sure that you shadow and spend energy and time with people who inspire you in the areas of your life you wish to be successful in. You can have people who, they don't need to be a part of every aspect of your life, but maybe at work you want to follow that person around because they are literally living the dream career lifestyle that you want. Maybe in your friend group, you want to spend more time with this person because their attitude and disposition towards life is very inspiring to you and you want more of that energy in your life. Maybe when it comes to romance, you really, really admire the way that this relationship is going, and so you want to know more about that relationship, spend more time with that couple, understand their love story better, and understand how they got to where they are today. Whatever it is, it feels like inspiration is what is lacking at the moment. And there is a lot of uncertainty in terms of what action you should take because you don't know, you don't want to make the wrong move or take the wrong action. And that fear is actually the biggest positive sign that you could receive in your journey towards success, because that fear of making the wrong mistake or taking the wrong action in the first place is what is clearly showing you that this is something that's very important to you, Group 1. I'm going to close your reading with a few more messages of advice and support. Is there anything else we have missed for Group 1's reading? How can they be more successful? Yeah, it's very much about your feelings and your fears, 100%. Spirit's saying don't doubt yourself. Your fears serve a purpose. Your fears highlight to you how important something is and what needs to change. It's very important you start paying attention to your feelings, especially the uncomfortable ones. Are there areas and aspects of your life that you're actually terrified of because you think you need to be further along than you currently are? How can we work with those grueling realities or those crippling notions? How can we look at that information that our brain is telling us and use it as a motivating factor towards where we want to be in life. And I'm sorry if I'm using really overly complex language or just making this out to sound more complicated than it is, because it's as simple as, what am I afraid of? Wow. That answer in itself, whatever it is that you're afraid of, is showing you what is most important to you right now. So group 1, it's as simple as that, really. It's as simple as understanding what your fears are in order to understand where you can be most successful and what matters most to you, because that is honestly the clearest sign in how you can be successful. Your efforts will be doubled towards something that you're afraid of losing, because you will not let yourself lose. If you go for something that you don't care if you lose, I don't care if I don't get it, it doesn't really matter to me, it's just a job, it's just a partner, it's just a boyfriend, it's just a girlfriend, it's just a friend, I don't care, then you're not going to actually be successful. You're going to be complacent. You're going to settle, and you're going to cut yourself short, as you have been with this Valley of Blades. If you're not afraid to lose it, you can't possibly be successful with it, because you aren't going to push yourself enough to see it grow into something that you want for yourself. And with Christ who prays here as well, group 1, I see that you are very intuitive. You have a very keen instinct when it comes to things that you're good at, things that you can be good at and successful in. Pay attention to where those feelings push you, pull you, and pull you away from. You have a new beginning starting soon, which we will explore in the extended. It comes from you making that list, not sitting in this inactive state anymore. In order to know how to move forward, make that list of to-do things that you need to do in order to feel comfortable in moving forward. Start crossing off what doesn't work and circling what is working, because you have a new beginning coming for you, group 1. Now, I'm going to take this into the extended now. I want to know more about this new beginning that you've got coming, why you are mostly afraid of moving forward, and how you can, the first steps that you can really take on your to-do list to move forward. We're also going to look at the future of your success and if there's any other hidden messages that you need to see. So if you would like to join me in the extended, the link is down below, group 1, but I do need to just take a quick minute to thank you for joining me here on YouTube. I really appreciate all of your support, and I hope that this video found you at a time when you are receptive and open to the messages and actually really take this for what it is. I hope that you are as successful as the cards are indicating, and I really, really, really hope that you get what you want, because honestly, I do see that, I don't know if I should keep talking about this, but I do see that you've cut yourself short and you're actually so much further ahead than you realize. You're so much further along than you realize. So thank you so much for letting me read for you today. I want to say thank you to your spiritual team and my spiritual team as well for helping me channel today's messages, and more importantly, for keeping me safe while doing so. As I mentioned, the link to the extended is down below. We're going to have a look at what this new beginning is, why you're afraid of taking action specifically, and the first steps that you can take for yourself towards your success, as well as what the future of your success looks like, and any other messages around your success that Spirit has for you in that smaller, more intimate extended reading group. So thank you so much. If you're going to the extended, I'll see you soon. If not, I shall see you in another video. Bye. Hi group 2 and welcome. If you chose the lunar eclipse card over here, then this is going to be your reading. We're asking Spirit, how can you be more successful? Now, this video can be applied to literally any aspect of your life if you want to look at one aspect in particular, or if you feel like you want to look at things in general. It's perfectly fine. As long as you came to this reading with clear intentions, then the clear message should find you. Now, listen. There will be an extended today, but we're going to talk more about that at the end. I do just want to pull one more card for you. Lunar eclipse. Ooh, how can you be more successful? Honestly, I feel like there's something that you haven't been paying attention to. When I think of a lunar eclipse, I think of your subconscious rising to the surface and being more obvious than it usually is. I think of something being realized a little too late, or just in a more subtle way. I think of the darker, sort of shadowy subconscious aspects rather than the more obvious, clear aspects. So Spirit, how can group 2 be more successful? And what is group 2's success focused towards? We'll ask you that. Oh, yeah, well, that was very clear. Your success seems to be focused towards passion. It seems to be focused towards courage, wanting to have the right energy to be successful, and also health, renewal, balance, cleanse. Spirit saying you want to cleanse. So it could have to do with your health, but there's just this feeling of like a refresh, as well as I would consider passion and energy. It almost feels like in order to be successful, your energy needs to do like a 180. You need to just flip over. Your version of success seems to be about bringing passion into your life, having courage to go after the things that you're passionate about, and also, oh, that makes sense. Look at this, azalea. It says passion at the bottom. This is an azalea card. I don't know if I even showed it to you. I think I just pulled it out. But it definitely has something to do with passion and courage, as well as like refreshing your energy and having some sort of growth there as well. Whatever it is, whether it's love, whether it's your career, whether it's any other weird, wild, wonderful notion that you have come to this reading about, I do see that passion, courage, and refreshing your energy seems to be very important towards your success. Lunar eclipse, let's get more information about that. The lunar eclipse feeling for me is your subconscious, some sort of subtle undercurrent feelings, things that aren't obvious becoming more obvious to you. And we can't do that until we block out the sun. It's not obvious what that is until we take away certain things. So let's have a look. How can group 2 be more successful, Spirit? We have air. Yeah, you need to have a changed perspective. Your mind has been focused on something that it wasn't necessarily supposed to be focused on. It feels like your attention needs to be brought to a new aspect or to a new direction. I also think that this is where balance comes into mind, because you can't always control your thoughts, you know. Thoughts just come and go as they please, but we can control what we want to focus on. So I do think that it's about balancing your focus, balancing your attention, and allowing enough attention on the right things. I also think that with Aquarius on this card, there is a feeling that in order to be more successful, you need to see the situation as being very unique or subjective to your individual experience, which sometimes means it's always good to get inspiration from others, but comparing yourself is not going to be helpful in this situation. Comparing your version of success to somebody else's version of success will only get you so far in your situation. Group 2, how can they be more successful, Spirit? How can group 2 be more successful? Thank you. I was like, is it coming out? What are we doing? We have Scorpio coming out next. Wow. So I can see that another way that you can be more successful is definitely by confronting the shadows. There seems to be something lurking in the subtleties of your life that needs to be addressed. So honestly, to bring out something like this, if it doesn't happen for you, the best way that you can sort of dive deeper is by understanding your subconscious energy. What do you find yourself subconsciously thinking about in terms of you're not controlling it, your mind just sort of wanders down that direction. Pay attention to how you act, what you think about, what you feel passionate about when you're not really trying, when you're just kind of drifting into those areas of your mind. Where does it take you? Where do your impulses take you? Where do your desires take you? The other thing about Scorpio is it is a very passionate energy, blessed with sort of Mars's influence. So I do think that part of your passion has to do with, or part of you being successful has to do with passion, potentially attraction, but it definitely has to do with you having the courage to face this energy, because that kind of passion can appear to be dangerous and scary at times. So there definitely courage seems to be a recurring theme here. You can be more successful towards this area of your life if you choose to really focus on this area of your life with the lens of courage. There's almost this feeling as though you have to like swallow this lump in your throat, or just let those butterflies carry you over the next mountain, and then you'll see the other side. There's a feeling as though there's something here that you need to overcome, and it requires courage more than anything. I also see Scorpio as a transformative energy, so that makes sense with the refresh feeling that I was getting, as though, you know, with this blue and green energy, you're trying to refresh some old feelings or stir up some old feelings in a helpful way, not in a negative way, but how can we learn from that, or how can we grow from that? How can we let this situation take us to something that we want to be in rather than where we currently are? So the past seems to be a part of this as well. We'll see what Tarot has to say. I'll just get one more card from here. How can group 1 be more successful? Excuse me, group 2, how dare I? How can group 2 be more successful, Spirit? Hello, we have full moon coming out now. Yeah, so this is interesting because it definitely seems to be something subconscious, a fear, a shadow, something that requires courage. And once you address it, you will be successful with the full moon coming out. If it was a new moon, I would be a little bit, but a full moon tells me that your success lies on the other side of your fear. And I also think that for you, success is about confronting those uncomfortable feelings head on, because there is passion there, there is desire there. And I think that there is a lot of courage required there as well. The full moon also tells me that this is going to climax rather than clear. So the other group, their success was about embracing a new beginning. Your success is about allowing all of this to build into success. You've already started something. Let it continue to build and don't give up. Have courage to see it through. Have courage to take what you've sort of been directed to go down. And I also feel like it hasn't been the most straightforward journey. For all of this subtlety and subconscious sort of themes, it feels like you've been pushed this way, pushed that way, kind of directed, and then you've just been like, okay, I'm going to just stay on this line, and then life's like, hey, let's go down here, and you're like, nope, I'm going to stay on this line, let's go down here. So pay attention to where you're being directed to, because it feels like life is trying to happen for you, and instead you're still trying to maintain some control. The other thing about Scorpio is it's very fixed, and it makes me think that you have a stubborn energy in this success, this field of success. So to be honest with you, you can be successful, but it's very important that you allow your experiences to shape your success. Try not to get stuck in what you think is going to be your version of success. Allow this to unfold as it is meant to for you. You okay, sir? The door's open. You just got to pull it. Pull it, sweets. You can do it. Okay, you can't do it. I got to open the door. Sorry about that, group 2. I thought he would want to be in here because it's really hot, but that's okay. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, you're an interesting group, group 2. You require courage in order to be successful, passion, and a healthy amount of danger, but you're definitely someone who seems to be on the right track. You've just got to have courage to get over the next hill. And I also think that your situation is about to transform, and being successful is very much about going with the challenges that you are facing, not trying to be stubborn and stay just here. Continue forward, but allow these changes to make the path a little bit windy, because it's through those winds that you are going to experience even more success. You're going to see either something that you don't want to be a part of your future, and you're going to eliminate that from what you want in your cone of awareness. Wow, that was very painful, and never going to allow that energy into my life again. Or better yet, you're going to see something that you really enjoy, and you're going to go, yes, I want more of that in my future. I want more of that. I never thought I was that kind of person, but actually that is something that would make me feel very successful. So yes, please give me more of that, universe. I see that all the winds, all the twists and turns and challenges and little stops and starts are trying to help you refresh your energy to be more successful. You're climaxing. You're not going to have a new sort of path here. Your version of your road to success has already started, and you need to know that you can be very, very successful in this path as long as you have the courage to keep going, to push through, and to allow the situation to transform with you. I do see that you're supposed to be stubborn for a reason. It's a very helpful asset that you possess, and it's something that will allow you to continue to be motivated where others would fail, to continue to keep going where others would stop. You're someone who is supposed to have a healthy amount of thoughts coming in and out of your mind at any given time. That's just what makes us conscious beings. But at the same time, you need to learn how to balance your thoughts so that they are more helpful and so that your attention is more focused on the helpful thoughts. It's also about appreciating that your journey is unique. You are subjective in terms of your version of success is subjective. Looking to others can be helpful for inspiration, but your version of success will be very different. Let's get some tarot out now, shall we? Group 2, please, Spirit. How can they be successful? How can group 2 be successful? Excuse me. What is success happening for you? This is interesting. What is success happening for you? What success is happening for you? Group 2. Interesting. Spirit. Okay, so you're about to have an expansive opportunity come your way. Your horizon's expanding. It's not a new opportunity, something that you've been waiting for. It's coming with a price, though. You have to let go of something in your past in order to step forward. You've got to reshape your beliefs, mostly around your emotional attachments. It's going to offer you something stable, but in order to step towards this, you do need to look at your past through a different lens. They're asking for you to see this as a new experience to help you transform, not to keep you stuck. So something about this new horizon, this thing that you've been waiting for, involves your past, and it involves you allowing what happened in your past to shape this into something new for you. It's not a bang bang copycat cookie cutter experience of exactly what you went through before. It's very much about taking this and flipping it over so that it's better and it's more sustainable and it's not as painful, but it may trigger you with death coming out reversed. It has a feeling of you've already worked through this. It doesn't need to be painful, but it could be triggering. Spirit, how can group 2 be more successful? How can they be successful? Your version of success involves you understanding your experiences and how they have shaped you in terms of your values, in terms of what you appreciate and where you want to grow. Your efforts are very vital towards your success, and you have to understand how to invest your efforts. I'm hearing stop procrastinating and appreciate that good things take time. The good things take time to grow. So I have a feeling that some of y'all have been putting off, and also others of you have just been like, well, I'm not going to put effort in until I see where effort is deserved. So especially if this is about a relationship, I kind of see that you've had people crop up, or you've had ideas pop up, or people have been like, hey, why don't you go on a blind date with my cousin? I can set you up. And you're like, just not feeling it. Like, have your cousin call me and then we'll see how we go. You know, like it's almost like you've been waiting for something to come to your door and be like, hello. And you're like, okay, now I can give, but I'm not going to be out here investing. So there's a feeling of procrastination. Now, when the time comes, it's very important that you understand that the time is here and that you can't keep procrastinating or putting these things off. You have to start giving more. You have to start investing more. You have to use what you've learned, your experiences, and put them into practice more. It's time to get practical, Spirit's saying. We know that you've taken those lessons, but it's time to practice what you teach, or it's time to practice what you know. There's also a message here of allowing the situation to help you continue to grow. Don't get too settled. You have already experienced some success, especially when it comes to your emotions and healing and growing through the challenges over the past 2 years. But I also think, group 2, that you are still destined for more growth, more transformation, and more development. You are supposed to continue. And some of y'all are going to want to just stay where you're at because it's comfortable, because it's safe, and because you're still in a cocoon of safety and comfort. But this cocoon is temporary. You're still growing, and it's time to spread your wings like a butterfly. How else can group 2 be more successful, Spirit? How else can group 2 be more successful? The Knight of Wands. Okay, so it's time to allow the unexpected to take footing in your life. And I hope that my language is okay. We're just coming towards the end of Mercury retrograde when I'm filming this. And to be honest with you, I have not been wanting to talk for very long during the last 2 weeks. My mouth has just not been here in a helpful way. So I'm doing my best to communicate as I usually do, but I'm still a very disjunct and kind of, struggling, obviously. But I can see here with the Knight of Wands that there is an unexpected element that is spontaneous, in the very least. It doesn't have to be unexpected in the sense of you don't see it coming, but certainly the situation evolves in a way that you aren't expecting. It's almost like you're expecting things to happen, but not like this. So actions will be taken on your side that may be very unfamiliar to you. It may be out of character to you. It may be requiring fast, hasty action, and you're not entirely comfortable with how much pressure is on you to do this. It's going to take courage, okay? That's what you need to know. But the counter side of this feeling of heaviness and courage is that there is also a lot of passion and a lot of energy here, a lot of desire here. I feel a journey beginning for you guys, and I think that it all starts with your next actions. And it's very much about bringing zest in with the Knight of Wands, allowing your interests to kind of shape where your energy and intentions go. So I think that you need to appreciate how your thoughts have been trying to help you. It's more about focusing on the ones that are helpful, though. I do think that your mind can be very active, and it probably has been over the last couple of weeks with Mercury in retrograde especially. Maybe some thoughts from your past have been causing delays in your actions as well because you've been extra confused. Maybe certain feelings from your past have resurfaced and caused more confusion. This is a timeless reading, so regardless of Mercury being in retrograde, I do think that something about your past has been limiting your ability to take action towards your future. And you do need to appreciate that you're well experienced, you're very capable, and it is definitely time for you to continue to grow. What else have I missed here, Spirit? How can they be more successful? The Valley of Blades. Yeah, you need to stay curious and stay open-minded. It's not about eliminating what you've already worked towards, because we know that you are going to be successful. You've got to keep working on what you've been working towards, whether it's an idea of the kind of lover that you want in your life, the kind of partner that you want in your life, the kind of future that you want for your life, the kind of career that you want. However your version of success appears, you can be successful. You've already planted seeds. You've got to keep going, but stay open-minded to how your success develops. Stay curious about how your success develops. Keep the door open is what Spirit's saying. So it makes me think that things are about to transform and unfold in a way that exceed your expectations. So don't allow your thoughts to pigeonhole you, but certainly allow them to help you find something that could be helpful without being too attached to that as being the outcome. Use your thoughts like a catalog, right? And you're flipping through the catalog and you're getting cool ideas of how you want to decorate your future and what rug you want to put down and what happiness will you bring into this beautiful future. But don't put it on lay-by and commit yourself to paying it off just yet. Allow your thoughts to sort of offer you that inspiration, but don't commit yourself to it, because I do think that it's going to change. It's more about staying open-minded. It's more about allowing that open intention in so that something that you aren't exactly expecting can really bring things into the next level. It exceeds your expectations, which tells me that it's something that you haven't experienced before that's coming through. For some reason, it's triggering because it kind of reminds you of a past experience that wasn't particularly easy, but it's going to be a lot more successful this time. Obviously, we're here for success. Is there anything else that Group 2 needs to know, Spirit? Oh, yeah, you have the Hanged in the reverse, which tells me that you already know what is supposed to be a part of your future. Your intuition has been telling you, your thoughts have been telling you, your feelings have been telling you. The truth is, I'm not here to really tell you anything you don't already know. This reading is mostly here to confirm that you're on the right path, but it's definitely time to take action. It's definitely time to allow what you've experienced to be put into practice. We can't just sit here and pretend like this is it. We've got to continue growing. We've got to continue developing. It's time to keep moving forward. This comfort zone that you've been in is going to get shaken up. And if you're not going to be the one to take action with this Knight of Wands, unexpected, spontaneous energy, then you know what the opposite of that is, the Tower, where action is forced upon us through unexpected, spontaneous energy. So I do think, to be honest with you, you're going to take this because it is exciting and it's something that you've been waiting for a long time. I think it's a little bit uncomfortable because it's definitely out of your comfort zone, and it's something that you'd been practicing, but it's the first time that you've actually been able to do it in a long time, if possibly forever. It feels very fresh, and yet it's also triggering of something that you've previously experienced. You're well equipped. You're definitely capable. Stay open-minded. Allow your fears to kind of work with you and give you the courage that you need to be able to do this. You've sown your seeds, you've put in your effort, you've done your healing. It's time to keep going now. Stay focused and allow your mind to be balanced on the things that require your attention. Your thoughts are not in your control, so the ones that aren't helpful, just let them come and go as they please. Remember that your journey is subjective. Others can be inspirational, but really your experience is very different to what you see, which is why you've got to keep an open mind. The next journey towards your success is going to be passionate. It requires courage, and it's going to be transformative in the sense of your energy is refreshing. I do see a culminating event happening, and that offers you recognition towards the efforts you've already put in, as well as confirmation that things are still progressing. Bottom deck energy is the Two of Cups, so I do think that your heart is going to decide something for you very soon. It requires compromise, and it requires you being clear on what truly matters to you, which makes me think that this comes down to your values and the reason why you're doing all of this and putting all this effort in, and why you've been waiting so long for the right thing. Why have you been waiting so long for the right thing? Remember that, remind yourself of that. Now, a few more messages before we finish. Group 1, please, Spirit. Excuse me, look at me. I keep calling you Group 2. Is there any other closing messages of support that you have for Group 2 about how they can be more successful? Is there any other closing messages of support? Interesting. It's very much about your emotions. First of all, your efforts did not go unrecognized, even if they feel like they've been cruel, like it's been a very long process, a very difficult process that's required a lot of effort on your side. You have been definitely noticed by the universe. Your hard work has been noticed. I see a culmination, absolutely, with Opal. I see an opportunity for closure. I see an opportunity to communicate and to look at things in a way that makes sense. So if this is a conversation, which for 40% of you it feels like it will be, make sure that you say everything that you need to say. Make sure that you lay it all out and that you're offering yourself this closure. This makes me think of the 31st of December here, this card. So just that could be a significant date for you, but it's just this idea of culmination, wrapping up the year and allowing this cycle to really culminate in the most helpful way for you. Now, in terms of other messages about your success, I can see with Jade here that there is a sentimental side to this success that needs to be honored. You need to remind yourself of why you've put in all this hard work, why this success means so much to you, why this idea of success means so much to you. Honor that value, honor that feeling, and understand that that is why you are doing this. This will help you overcome your fears and get the courage that you need to in order to take action appropriately. I see harmony here. I see celebration. I also see like a union happening here. So it's very loving, and it feels like it's very healing as well. So it could be as simple as you confronting those feelings internally so that you have the courage to keep pushing towards where you want your success to go. But other than that, it does feel like you're attracting energies towards you that mirror your success back to you. So it's really important that you stand firm in those values and that grounding feeling around why you're doing this in the first place, so that you have the courage to continue forward. It will help bring the right people towards you as well. We also have aquamarine here. So aquamarine is also highlighting those sort of subtlety, those subconscious feelings, the things that we can't really control. when our mind just sort of drifts and wanders, paying attention to those thoughts, those wandering thoughts, those subconscious feelings, those elusive dreams, those daydreams and fantasies. It feels like all of that is actually something that is trying to keep us grounded as well. So your dreams could be a form of escape at the moment that's helping you sort of process your emotions or where you want your heart to grow in general. But I can see that you're being guided to step towards something. And I also think that this is about staying grounded, and you're stubborn for a reason, or you've been stubborn about this for a reason. So when the situation continues to unfold, it will start to make more sense around why it had to happen this way. But I do think that in the meantime, pay attention to your subconscious feelings, pay attention to the things that you can't control in terms of your wandering thoughts and your dreams. And I think that there are definitely a lot of signs that you should be picking up on frequently, if not daily. You definitely have a very active spiritual team with Aquamarine here who are trying to guide you towards the most stable version of success. It seems that you're very focused on stability when it comes to success, a stable relationship, a stable financial situation, or a stable surrounding group of people around you. It just seems like stability is very important to you here. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group 2, in terms of how you can be more successful. I'm going to take this into the extended now. In the extended, we're going to explore this more. We're going to look at how this thing that you've been waiting for a long time is going to manifest, what it will look like and what it will lead to. We're going to look at what actions you should take next to be most successful. We know that you do need to start taking action, but what is that going to look like? How can you practice what you've been experiencing? And also we're going to look at the future of your success. So in terms of where is this leading to next? We know that we do have this culminating situation here, but what happens on the other side of that? A culmination usually insinuates a new beginning. I also want to explore this 2 of Cups here a bit further. I want to know more about that. We're just going to see if there's anything else that you need to know about your success story as well. If there's anything else that needs to be covered. Usually the extended readings have a smaller group in terms of people who watch them, so we can get a little bit more specific and a little bit more focused, which is super helpful. So if you'd like to join me in the extended, the link will be down below. I can't wait to see you there. Before you go, and if you're going forever, in terms of you're not joining me in the extended, I do need to take a quick minute to thank you for all of your support here on YouTube. Your energy is very much appreciated, and it's been a privilege to read for you today. I also want to thank our spiritual teams for helping me channel today's messages and for keeping me safe while doing so. I shall see you in another video. Bye. Hi group 3 and welcome. If you chose the 9th house over here, then this is going to be your reading. We're asking Spirit, how can you be more successful? You can choose to measure your success based on any aspect of your life or all of them if that's what you wish to do. Just make sure that you come to this reading with clear intentions around how or where you want to be more successful when it comes to your life. Now, the 9th house is very interesting, group 3. The 9th house is, in my opinion, the aspect of good fortune and good luck. It also indicates risk and possibly foreign incorporations, foreign themes, travel. And I do think it's going to bring an interesting flair to your reading, but before I draw too many conclusions, the main thing that's sticking out to me is luck and risk. I want to get more oracle cards to really look at how you can be more successful. We're also going to be getting tarot to be more specific, but start with oracles. Group 3, please, Spirit. How can group 3 be more successful? There will be an extended reading as well, but we'll talk more about that at the end. How can group 3 be more successful, Spirit? We have Daffodil, Rebirth. Interesting. So you are definitely being called to step outside of your comfort zone and to allow this new situation to unfold for you. Rebirth, in my opinion, insinuates a false start, or at least an ending that has required you to kind of go back to the drawing board a little bit and reconsider what the road ahead looks like for you. Daffodil is a flower that is dedicated to the cancer research in Australia. We wear daffodils on Daffodil Day to show our support for cancer research. So it does make me think that there is hope in your situation, and that success may be found in looking at things really deeply, if that makes sense. I want to get more oracle cards because I hope to paint this whole row in oracle cards for you. Group 3. How can group 3 be more successful, Spirit? How can group 3 be more successful? We have the number 33 coming out, this very interesting imagery. If you look, that's 2 spines and snakes. Wow, it's making me think of medicine. How can group 3 be more successful? We have 1 coming out as well. So this deck incorporates astrology and numerology. I read it intuitively still at this stage. At one point I'll be able to get through both the guidebooks, but this deck comes with 2 guidebooks of over 300 pages of information. So it's going to take me a while. Until then, I'm just reading intuitively. Group 3, how can they be successful? We have also the 10th house in reverse. Wow. 10th house in reverse, you definitely need to change your avenues. You're not in where you're meant to be. A change in direction for sure. Change in career, change in relationship strategies, a change in direction. The 2nd house says you'll be very successful if you can just commit yourself to a new routine and if you can offer yourself slow growth. This isn't about just quitting one thing and starting the other. For many of you, this is about allowing something to grow alongside another until it is stable, strong enough, and fruitful enough to be your main breadwinner. Especially if we're looking at career here. If we're looking at relationships, I do think that you're being called to be very compassionate and slow moving in general. I think that you need to, well, first of all, I need to talk about the elephant in the room. Your lucky number is the number 3, group 3. We have 9, we have 1, we have 33. All of these are derived from the number 3 for me. And 3 personally represents fertility, growth, abundance, nurturing, a lot of focus on self in terms of self-love, self-nurturing, and growth and fertility. So I do see that for y'all, group 3, there is destined to be a lot of growth for you. There's supposed to be a lot of abundance, but I think that it all starts with you kind of focusing on watering the right crops. Now, if we start from the number 33, that to me is like synergy. It also tells me that you could be more successful by focusing on what is currently working, where you see signs of improvement, where you see signs of growth. Feed more energy into that, duplicate it. Don't allow it to just sort of grow as one plant. Propagate it, cut it, replant it, repot it, allow it to continue to grow. I do think that you're being called to feed energy and attention towards what is helpful for you and what is showing signs of success. That is the main message with the number 33 card. With the 1 card, there is definitely something that you are supposed to be very lucrative in. There is something that is supposed to be very much your calling when it comes to success. And if we're looking at money specifically, you are supposed to be somewhat autonomous. I consider you with the number 1 to be the self-made, an entrepreneur, someone who's in charge of their own sort of finances and is very much has that within their own hands, if that makes sense. You shouldn't need to rely on others for income or for employment, if that makes sense. I see you as being very capable and entrepreneurial. If we're looking at relationships, I see that you will have success through one specific relationship, and it is supposed to be somewhat obvious, y'all. It's not supposed to be something that leaves you guessing. It's not supposed to be something that leaves you in the lurch. It's going to be a stable, very forthcoming obvious person, in the sense of that it's not just going to be straightforward, you know, like no relationship is technically easy. Some relationships are certainly less challenging, and I see that for you, if you're here to look for what is going to be more successful when it comes to love, the person who stands out will be an individual on their own, and they will be someone who won't leave you guessing. If you ask them how they feel about you, they will be honest. If you ask them what their intentions are when it comes to love and relationships, they will be honest. They will definitely come with their own little quirks and perks and things that you may not completely love, because that's what forges their individuality. But when it comes to the relationship, they will be there as a committed, obvious companion, not someone who you have to feel like you got to guess and read the stars and check the planetary alignments to understand how they feel about you today. It should be fairly obvious with the one coming out. Now, the other thing about success for group 3, for you, group 3, is that with the 9th house here, success does involve you taking a risk. It does involve you stepping outside of a comfort zone and trying new things. It involves you allowing new ideas, new experiences mostly into your life. And I see that certain people may trigger your success or your inspiration. You're the kind of people that need to like go out and put your feelers out and experience things and try things and go places and really do some like physical groundwork in order to understand what you're good at and what you can be successful in. I do think that travel or just other cultures is going to be a part of your success, whether that's success in your relationship, success in your money. You seem to have this sort of seeker energy, this wanderer energy, a bit of a pilgrim spirit, and it does seem like you need to go out there and experience these things. I do think that if you're looking for love, your partner will be from a different cultural background than you, and they will broaden your mind towards other cultural experiences. They will introduce new experiences into your life that will help in other areas as well. I think that you're the kind of group that grows very much through what they experience. You have a young spirit, or a very thirsty spirit, maybe not young, but very thirsty, group 3, and you are here for experiences. So you will blossom more and you will thrive more the more you sort of leave yourself open to. You will find yourself being more fortunate when you stay open to new experiences. Things will just fall into place for you. I do think that you're blessed with this sort of follow the direction of my spirit and things just sort of fall into place. Very Sagittarius, Jupiter energy here. We also have the 10th house though. This is Capricorn, showing signs of dismay towards what you are currently investing in. For this card to be reversed, I didn't know if I wanted to take reversals for this portion of your reading, but it was so obviously standing out to me that I couldn't flip it. It's telling me that your road to success is not what you're currently doing. It's telling me that you will have a change in what you are currently committed towards. And when I look at the 10th house, I think of traditions, I think of structure, I think of long-term commitments like marriage. I look at things that like your career, things that are binding, that require effort and hard work, and that signify dedication and loyalty. And I think that you've been dedicating and offering your time and energy into an avenue that is not going to be successful in the long term. You're being asked to consider your strategy here and to consider a change in direction. And I think that the 9th house is no joke in your reading. It's actually showing you very clearly how you can get back on track and grow. You do need a change in direction. You need to pay attention to your impulses, and you need to appreciate how you have stagnated and how this situation that you're in is now working. You're working for it, basically. It's not working for you. It's taking from you. It's using your loyalty, your dedication, your work ethic, your commitment, and it's abusing that to the point where you are going to be more successful elsewhere at this stage. I want to see what Tarot has to say now, because I feel like we're talking about some pretty serious things. So Spirit, Group 3. How can Group 3 be more successful? How can Group 3 be more successful? How can Group 3 be more successful, Spirit? Oh my days. We have the 4 of Swords coming out in the reverse position. Interesting. How can Group 3 be more successful? Oops. Okay, we have the Devil reverse. So y'all could be Capricorn, Sagittarius cusps, Sagittarius, Capricorn cusps. But listen, Capricorn is here, and Capricorn as an energy is very dedicated, very committed, very career orientated, very family orientated in their own way. They value loyalty, they value a healthy, strong work ethic, strong morals, good values. They value these things accompanied with, you know, the physical pleasures in life and sentimental gratification. So for that to be on its head, I do think that your version of success is sometimes skewed by your senses. I think that sometimes you get taken advantage of because of your ability to stay loyal and committed, and because you are a hustler, group 3. You are supposed to be successful in your own way, but you're not supposed to be taken advantage of in this way. I do think that your version of success is learning to balance what you're capable of along with what you actually need to do. How can you fulfill your basic needs while also not fulfilling other people's expectations of you in an unrealistic way? I do think that when it comes to work, y'all may have workaholic tendencies. When it comes to relationships, you may have unrealistic expectations when it comes to your partner or how the relationship is versus what it's actually like. It kind of feels with the Devil reverse like attachments have been placed on the wrong aspects of your version of success. Success has to be measured in a more deeper way for you. This will survive for as long as you want it to, but it will also crumble very, very quickly, and you'll be there with your glue trying to piece it together and keep going because you're a hustler and you don't give up. But that doesn't mean you're going to be successful. It means that you will have broken this one thing continually until the day that you die. I do think, group 3, I don't mean to roast you, and I'm really just channeling here, and I realize that the words that I'm saying are very harsh, but I do need you to know that you have these tendencies, these abilities for a reason, and they won't drain you, it won't exhaust you, it will excite you if challenged in the right aspects of your life. You are someone who is supposed to be loyal, committed, dedicated, and ambitious in your own way, but not like this. This situation has gotten the better of you, and you need to heal before your next adventure. Group 3, we have the Ace of Discs. Speaking of your next adventure, you have a new opportunity manifesting that will be quite stable. Thank God. I think you wouldn't leave unless it was stable, but you need to explore this idea with all aspects of your spirit. You're hesitant to leave situations even though they've been harmful for you because they are comfortable and they are proven to be something that can be sustainable, but over time it's not sustainable, it's simply comfortable. Group 3, I really think that y'all are about to come out of a period of inaction, and it's important that you do act. The way to be more successful for you involves taking action and using the words, the ideas, the thoughts that you've had in your mind and acting upon them. I do think that you were recently in a period where you were reflecting a lot or thinking or just realizing things, and it's time to act upon those realizations. It's really important that your actions moving forward are clear, that your actions moving forward are to separate you from what has taken advantage of you and to adjust to these new freedoms that you have, because you are free. In group 3, I think that unfortunately the tendency to be reattached to dependent energies is still there, and I want to be very ambiguous with the term dependent because it will differ for each and every one of you. Either this is a very toxic workplace that was just pushing you to the point where you weren't nearly getting paid as much as you deserve based on how much effort you were putting in and the quality that you were producing, or this is a relationship that took advantage of the fact that you were very attached to it in any one way, whether it's because they were physically attractive, you were attached to their looks or the way they made you feel, or the way that the relationship had become dependent on each other. Whatever it was, this attachment style, this dependency could be copy printed in terms of copy paste, copy paste, copy paste continuously until you identify how that situation took advantage of you. You didn't do anything wrong, technically. I don't want you to victim blame yourself continuously. I feel like you may do that enough for yourself, group 3. It's very important to understand how these boundaries got warped, how these expectations got warped, and how to better structure them moving forward, so that moving forward, whether it's a new relationship, whether it's a new work situation, you know what to expect and people know what to expect of you. Whether that means really reading into contracts and knowing your contractual obligations so that you can pull out. Section 7 says I don't have to work public holidays past 5 p.m. unless you pay me triple time. Otherwise I'm out, or whether that means knowing, how to safeguard your personal boundaries in a personal relationship so that you still have your independence and your ability to strive towards what is meaningful for yourself. I really like spending time with you. In fact, I think I'm really falling in love with you, but I still need time for myself to process these emotions and to just let myself recharge. I do think that you need to better understand what boundaries and expectations are going to be helpful for you moving forward, because the Ace of Discs tells me that the next thing is serious. It's supposed to be something very significant in your life that is going to stand out. And I do think that based on where you've come from and what you're growing from, it could be too easy for you to just look at this as another harmful situation, as another detrimental, short-term, going to cause more damage than good situation, when I don't believe that is the case. How can group 3 be most successful, Spirit? How can group 3 be most successful? We have the 8 of Cups. Yes, it is very important that we process our fears, our strong emotions, whether that's hatred, bitterness, spite, envy, upset, just being genuinely angry at how things worked out, or afraid of where to next, or how things are going to work moving forward. There is a strong heavy emotion from your past that needs to be worked through in order for you to move forward. And sometimes the best way to do that is to simply allow yourself to move forward. If you've done all the processing you can, there's no point in dwelling on this heavy feeling for much longer. But if you do think you need more time, take all the time that you need. The 8 of Cups is saying you can be successful by letting the past stay in the past when it comes to the heaviness, the fear, the feeling of abandonment, the feeling of why did I not succeed? There's a strong heaviness here with the 8 of Cups that needs to be left in the past in order to move forward. But it has to be a very physical action of, I'm doing this, I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to continue to move forward. My past does not represent my future. What happened there will not happen again. Just because that person hurt me that time, or just because I hurt that person that time, if that's how the coin falls, doesn't mean I will be harmful and hurtful next time. Doesn't mean they will be next time. Doesn't mean the next person will be next time. Allow the past to stay where it is when it comes to the heaviness and the hurt and the fear. One more card. How can group 3 be most successful moving forward? We also have the 10 of Wands, unburdening yourself. The 10 of Wands tells me you carry a heavy weight of responsibility on your shoulders. You carry heavy expectations of yourself. You expect yourself to be miles ahead than what is feasible and possible with your physical vessel. You carry very heavy, heavy burdens on your shoulders. And in order to be successful, you do need to understand that you can and you are capable of carrying this weight, but it is not how you are going to be successful. That is like a survival mentality. That is showcasing the adrenaline. Worst case scenario, this is what you are capable of, but that is not sustainable long term. You cannot continue to work this hard on yourself long term. You need to know when to unburden yourself, when to take time off, and when to genuinely let yourself recharge, group 3. If you want to be successful moving forward, you need to lower your expectations when it comes to how much pressure you put on yourself to act, perform, or be a certain way. You're looking at this through very, very unrealistic lenses of what is real, what the reality of the situation is in terms of you. And I think that, listen, the plus side of this is that you probably have been able to achieve some remarkable things with all of this pressure, but it is not sustainable moving forward. The best way you can be most successful is by working smarter, not harder. That needs to be your mantra specifically. Group 3, you are someone who needs experiences. You're not supposed to get stuck in routine. You're not supposed to just get stuck with the wake up, go to work, eat, sleep, wake up, go to work, eat, sleep. That is a quick way to waste your whole life. It is not going to give you the success that you want. It is going to probably earn you a comfortable living and maybe a comfortable lifestyle, maybe a nice house that you never spend any time in. But the way to really thrive for you, to grow and expand and be successful, is by actually giving yourself more time off to enjoy where your spirit is taking you. Because I see that these experiences will lead you to meeting people, to gathering information, and to unlocking little cheat codes in your DNA that help fast track your success. You're going to go to India and taste basmati rice for the first time and go, oh my gosh, this is delicious. You're going to go home and realize nobody imports basmati rice in your town. You're going to import basmati rice and you're going to be very successful because of it. That's an example, obviously, but I'm just saying your version of success involves you experiencing life and taking advantage of those moments. You can't just expect to sit in the same thing for the rest of your life and expect that to be successful. Your soul craves experiences. And I think that it's very important that you reevaluate your energetic attachments and how you have just been going around in a cycle like a hamster in a spinning wheel. It's time to get off the wheel and to really think about how you can detach and commit appropriately. Let's get some closing messages. Group 3, please, Spirit. How can they be most successful in this lifetime? How can Group 3 be most successful? Yeah, smoky quartz. It's time to detach and protect. Smoky quartz tells me that you're actually a very wise person with strong instincts. You need to spend helpful time alone in order to appreciate how things have become imbalanced. Smoky quartz tells me that certain people in your life have the tendency to get attached to your version of success, and it's very much about protecting yourself from those vampires. They will drain you of your resources. They will drain you of your happiness and your energy, and they will continue to make it as comfortable and cozy for themselves in your reality for as long as they can. I do think with smoky quartz here, you do need right now, at the time that you're seeing this video, time to genuinely reflect on that void that you've been feeling in your chest at night. I think you need to take helpful moments to understand what your heavy thoughts are trying to tell you that you need more of, because for most of you, you need more connection. You need more time to actually think about what is going to make you happy and then do what is going to make you happy. And the word happy is often embellished as something that is unachievable, but it is as simple as finding a reason to smile today, or having a genuine, good, hearty laugh, watching or doing something that isn't completely boring and numbing, but something that genuinely just gives you a reason to smile. That can be as simple as what happiness is. You don't have to make it unachievable or like something that is structured and measured by the weekend. It needs to be more fluid in your timeline, Group 3. You need more moments of this, and I think you need time to kind of realize what makes you happy again, because for some of y'all, you don't even know what actually makes you happy. You just do things that numb you even more. Group 3, please, Spirit. What else can they do to be more successful? What else can they do to be more successful? They're showing me red tiger's eye. You do need to start letting new things in. You need to let in new experiences, new people, new interests, new places. Red tiger's eye tells me that there's something that you may have been wanting to do for some time, but you haven't. I think it's very, very important that you start going out more and trying new things. And I think that this is not just about distracting yourself. This is about actually experiencing things and trying things that inspire you. I think that you are someone who is supposed to be very expressive and inspirational in your own way. You're supposed to feel like you have many inspirations in your life. You're supposed to feel like every place you've ever been to has taught you something more about yourself that you didn't know before. You're supposed to be someone who goes to Bali and comes home with a sentimental souvenir, not just a bad hangover. You're supposed to be someone who goes to Hawaii and learns the language and climbs the tallest volcano, not because Instagram wants to see it, but because your soul told you need to see the world from up there. You're supposed to be someone who grows through their experiences. You need new experiences, group 3. That is what will inspire you to start these big, beautiful, blossoming projects that will be your success, not this thing that you've been trapped in. And I do want you to know with Sodalite here as your bottom deck energy that your success, you don't have to be successful. You can continue doing what you're doing right now and be comfortable, but you won't be happy. And that void will continue to be there, and that heaviness will continue to be there, and these situations will continue to take advantage of you, and it will continue to happen for as long as you continue to put yourself in those situations. You can be comfortable while playing it safe, but you will be more happy and more successful by taking the risks. And it feels like there's a practical side to you that loves routine and that gets very comfortable in this little cycle of spinning on the wheel. But there's also another side to you that has a wanderer's spirit that wants to understand more about the world and experiences when it comes to culture. So it's just about finding that harmony that works for you. Obviously, you need to pay your bills. You need to feel like you are safe and that you have a home or a safe place to go to every night. But on the other side, there is this yearning in your spirit, and only you know how to finesse that balance. If you found this reading and this group 3, you're a very unique spirit that balances on the side of risk and danger versus practical long-term investments. And if you can step one foot in both worlds, you will literally be unstoppable. You have entrepreneurial vibes accompanied with play it safe and invest in those long-term stocks. You know, you're someone who's supposed to be very, very, very successful. You just got to finesse that balance of experience versus safety net. And when you find that balance, I do see things to be very, very successful for you. And I see a lot of love and experience and incredible stories to tell future generations as well. So group 3, that's what I see for you. I'm going to take this into the extended now. In the extended, we're going to look at what this action is, because you're taking action very soon. And I want to know what this is about. What action will you be taking and how will you be taking that action? I want to look at whether you actually are going to be leaving a situation very soon, or if this is just about you clarifying your boundaries and expectations. We'll talk about that briefly. The main thing I want to explore is this new opportunity coming into your life for something stable, for something loyal, for something committed, for something that is going to encourage you to continue to grow as well. So we're going to really delve into this Ace of Discs, this brand new opportunity. I want to explore further whether you need to reflect or whether it is actually time to separate yourself and protect yourself from people. I think it's a delicate balance of the two, but we'll have a look at that again and just see if there's any specific messages that come out about you distancing yourself from specific people. And lastly, I just want to look at if there's anything else that I've missed on how you can be more successful. The extended readings usually garner fewer views, which means more specific messages. So I hope to get very specific over there about the next steps you can take and what your success looks like in the long term. So before you go, whether you're meeting me in the extended, the reading link is down below, by the way, in the description box, or whether you're leaving for another video, I do want to take a quick second to thank you for your time and energy being here. I'm very, very grateful to have read for you today. It's been a privilege, and to be honest with you, I just channeled the whole thing, so I don't really remember anything that I said. It came through very strongly, and I do firmly believe that this was a very specific message that was intended for a very specific cohort. So if you feel like this wasn't your message and it didn't resonate, you may have messages in different groups. I firmly believe that you have a very active spiritual presence in your life at the moment, group 3. If this message resonated, know that you are being guided and you are on the precipice of something very new and exciting. So stay open to the messages as you receive them and trust in your heart what you are meant to do next. Whether you are someone who is heart-based or gut instincts-based or intuitively minded, just follow that instinctive, intuitive feeling, because you are about to embark on a new adventure that will garner some very stable, long-term, reliable results for you, while also being exciting and exposing towards new interests. So look after your beautiful self, and thank you to our spiritual teams for helping me channel these messages. I shall see you in another video. Bye! Welcome, Group 4, to your reading. If you chose the Chiron card, then this is going to be your reading. We're asking Spirit, how can you be more successful? Chiron is a very interesting energy to me. I don't know a heck of a lot about astrology. Thankfully, this deck comes with some huge books of guidance, and I can't even pretend, I haven't even read as much as I should. I'm just reading intuitively at this stage and pausing the video to double check. But what I do know about Chiron is that there's a very interesting backstory on Chiron's abilities. I know that Chiron isn't technically a planet, but some people call it a planet. I think it's an asteroid or a comet, but I always associate Chiron with healing. And one of the main flaws behind the folklore with Chiron is that while Chiron is this herbalist and healer themselves, they are actually unable to heal any of their own wounds. So often when I look at Chiron in my own chart, I associate it with karmic lessons or growth, healing, transformation, pain. There's like astro geo maps that you can do where it kind of puts your birth chart over a picture of the world, and they say that wherever Chiron's line is usually where you've had a past life or a very difficult experience in your life. So Chiron is definitely a planet of tribulations and healing. So I'm very interested to see what else we pull for you. How can you be more successful? There seems to be karmic blockages here and signs of transformation and healing. To be honest with you, your success could be directly linked to your own personal healing journey. You may be someone who, through healing themselves, finds helpful ways of helping others heal as well. It's very common. That's why a lot of people end up studying psychology, because they want to diagnose themselves. That's why many of us got into social work, because we want to learn more about our own social issues. So it's very interesting. Group 4, please, Spirit, how can they be more successful? Can you tell me more about Group 4's area of success? How is Group 4 going to be successful? You have a devoted energy about you with camellia coming out. I'm not familiar with this flower personally. We don't have these sorts of flowers, as far as I'm aware, where I live. I'm sure you could get a camellia bush or something, but I do associate with the colors on this card. So this pinky feeling here, that's all about friendship, devotion, compassion, sweetness, a little bit of romance and healing as well. And then over with the bluey sort of green, we're looking at a refresh or a cleanse, something that is growth inspiring and linked to your health as well. So there's a very interesting continued message of healing here and transformation. Through the blue-green we see cleanse, through the pink we see compassion and a bit of romance. So to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if your version of success has to do with your painful situations as well. You may be a kind of person who gets better after a breakup. You go straight to revenge body status, or you go straight to work harder and have more than I did when I left. But your version of success is very much about healing yourself and recovering from painful events that happen in your life, Group 4. And I do think that the message that we're getting is that you're a very devoted person towards your ability to help others as well. So I'm curious to see how this is all connected. Spirit, can we get more information for Group 4? How can Group 4 be more successful though? How can group 4 be more successful? We have Saturn coming out in the reverse. I thought so. I was worried with a message like that. The only caution that I felt was that you could be overworking and over committing yourself into certain avenues. We also have the 3rd house coming out in the reverse position. Interesting. A shadow aspect of the 3rd house. Wow. One more card, please, Spirit. We have Aquarius. There's that humanitarian streak. Look at you, group 4. You have a healing touch, that's for sure. You're very good at healing and helping, but a big part of healing others involves you being able to heal yourself and confronting your own pain. I do think that you may be someone who just genuinely is gratified by helping other people. I think that you may have some very unique, painful experiences in your life that helps you subjectively relate to certain people and subjectively help them heal. You may experience some very traumatic events. That doesn't have to be the case for all of you, but with Chiron here, Saturn reversed, the 3rd house reversed, you could have a lot of issues in your childhood that helped kind of foster a very independent workaholic tendency about you, where you work very, 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 very hard. You may have a capability to be very sort of obsessed with material security at times, whether that means having X amount of clothes. Like sometimes when I look at a Saturn complex, I look at someone who's either very attached to being financially stable or to being presented as financially stable. Maybe your finances were a tricky spot, but you always made sure that you wore your favorite clothes and your makeup was always done, or, you know, your hair was always cut well. There's just a feeling here as though you have this tendency to cling to your material world. And I do think that that's linked to things not always being stable for you in this lifetime. So your version of success is understanding how to gain security without becoming obsessed and too devoted to that physical task of you know, I need this, I need that dress, I need this house, I need that income, I need this, like having just enough, as well as being able to express that side of you. Because I do think, unfortunately, it's not even unfortunately, I feel like I'm being very diplomatic about this. These are all strengths to have. You have a strong ability to push through some very difficult, stressful situations in a way that other people can't. You have an incredible ability to achieve. Even if you consider yourself to be impatient and non-committal, I do think that you are a hustler, and I do think that you do well under pressure. So your version of success is about making those situations work for you and not letting them manipulate you. Just because you can work well under pressure doesn't mean you are suited to a stressful environment all the time. In fact, with Saturn reversed, I would argue that you do better in a non-conventional work setting. You do better in non-conventional relationships. There seems to be an anarchist side to you that wants to express individuality, doesn't want to feel caged, wants to belong, but doesn't want to feel conformed. With Saturn reversed, it tells me that you would do well in a non-typical career, or just not a completely confined relationship. Whether that means that you know yourself better than I do, whether that means that you would prefer to experience a lot before you settle into one thing, or whether this means that your personality is someone who just wants to be fluid. I think that your focus for the most of your life is going to be healing and helping those around you heal. And just because you don't sort of fit into neat boxes of conformity does not mean that you don't care. You are filled with so much compassion, and you are filled with a healer's touch. And I think that out of a way of protecting you, your personality needs to be sort of separated and protected, if that makes sense. I think that you do better being very selective over who comes around you. You do better being very selective over how many energies you exchange with. I think that you could be more successful by being selective about who you collaborate with and who you partner up with. I think that if you're looking for a relationship and being successful in love, group 4, it really seems like you're a very unique soul who actually needs needs to work on a friendship first. You need to feel like this person can understand you and respect you for your beliefs and for your needs. I feel like this isn't impossible, but if you want someone who can appreciate that about you, it's about working slowly with the relationship. And to be fair, the same could be applied to a work setting. And the way for you to be successful in whichever aspect of your life that you came to this reading in mind with in mind, sorry for butchering that, it's going to be very vital that you're selective over who you have around you, that you are aware of your triggers in your past pain so that they don't continue to impact your present and your future, that you are aware of your individual strengths, qualities, as well as challenges, and that you use that awareness to make the best out of a situation and to not let that situation take the best from you. You are a unique soul who would not do well in conforming situations. You need autonomy. You need a sense of individuality in your relationships as well as in your work environments. And I feel like you appreciate freedom as well as a healthy amount of structure. You like to know what to expect, but you don't like to feel confined into long-term plans. I think that if you were to sign a 4-year lease on something, it would feel very scary and daunting, but at the same time, you want to know that you are stable and you want to have security. I do think that you have a mutable aspect to your personality that can be quite changeable, but you also have a fixed aspect to your personality that likes to feel comfortable. So it's very conflicting at times, but at the same time, I do think that you do well with consistency. So even if you can't be 100% consistent in the long time, I think that when it comes to relationships and work, you like to know that something is going to be there for you in the long term if needed. You like to know where you stand with people. You like to know where you stand in your work. You like to receive words of affirmation or at least signs of affirmation that you're doing a good job. And I think that you would do well in a workplace that is flexible in terms of your work schedule, something that allows you to sort of check in and out when you wish, something casual but by your standards, something that is suited to your humanitarian streak, and something that can appreciate your individual point of view on society. I think that you are a healer. You would do well in sort of helping people, whether that's socially. I think that you may be a bit overexposed by too many people. It would be very draining for you to work with so many people all the time. You would do better in small sort of organizations doing small amounts of casework, or you would do well as a volunteer in sort of smaller niche sort of markets like little thrift stores or little support organizations. You would also do well, ironically, working from the inside out in massive corporations. If we're here for work, group 4, you would do well working in like a business that maybe does not align with your beliefs, but you would go there with the intention of helping them align with your beliefs. So something like that would be very draining for you, and I don't see you doing that until you are sort of more able to manage your empathetic energy and how much you take on. You have this ability to just sort of be an open nerve at times and download a lot of energy at once, and until you can manage how to set boundaries and stop that from happening, I think that it would be better to stick to sort of smaller situations. When it comes to relationships, I do think that you want a partner that's committed, that is very clear with you in terms of their intentions, that can appreciate your mutable tendencies, your changeable tendencies, that can see you as an individual and make you feel comfortable enough to express your individuality. I also think you want someone who's more of a friend and someone who can appreciate what you've been through. They don't have to have been through the same thing, but they need to at least appreciate your triggers. In order for that to work, in order for you to have a successful relationship, you need to be aware of your triggers as well and how they arise in your present from time to time. Let's get some tarot now to get more specific. Group 4, please, Spirit. How can group 4 be more successful? We have the 2 of Pentacles in the upright. How can group 4 be more successful? We have the Tarot del Toro card. Hey, main character teens. How can group 4 be more successful, Spirit? We have the 3 of Cups in the upright. There we go, more 3rd house energy, Aquarius energy. How can group 4... Oh, we have the Queen of Blades now. Definitely some Aquarius, Gemini energy. Excuse me, I just got to get a drink of this water. Oh, gosh. Can I get one more card? How can they be more successful? We have the 8 of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, wow. So you're a very incredible person. You have these qualities of being adaptable as well as being very sure at the same time. Like, you're adaptable, but there's a part of you that will be always dependable to the people who you really love and want in your life. There's an aspect of you that is often misinterpreted as being flaky, but you just have different ways of showing devotion. And I think that people that know you very well can appreciate when you just need some time for yourself, when you need to go a bit MIA and stop being so available when it comes to messages and calls. It seems like you're about to embark on a new journey, though, with the Page of Wands. I see that you can be more successful by staying open to new experiences. At this point in your life, group 4, the time that you're seeing this reading, you are about to level up. You are about to embark on a journey to entice your senses. I feel like at this point, you're a very logical person, or you're very aware of people. Your mind is incredibly intelligent. You've probably got a really good sense of humor as well. It could be dark at times, but it feels like your 5th chakra and the logical, analytical, more communicative side to you is very developed and careful and just sort of discerning. You have a good grasp and knowledge around that, good wisdom of that. But I think what needs to develop more is this other side to you that yearns for experiences, that craves passionate adventures, that wants more zest. And maybe this could involve travel as well. But for you to be presenting as a Page of Wands, honestly, the next journey is going to really test you. It's going to test how well you work under pressure. It's going to show you new qualities, new skills that you have, new capabilities that you have, and it's going to offer you a new journey. And when I think of a journey, I think of ups and downs, but I mostly think of this overall lesson or this overall reason. Your journey seems to be about making more time for what you actually want to do versus what you need to do. It feels like this journey is going to be one that often relies on you to be able to keep moving forward. Like, you're going to feel tested here because it's going to really put emphasis on your more changeable, mutable aspects that don't like to be confined. You're going to feel more structured. You're going to be pushed into situations where, why do I have to have this in by this date? Like, can you just, seriously, it's not going to be seen until Monday. Can you just give me time until Sunday to get it sorted? But the truth is, all of this is happening to show you how well you can tiptoe on that fence of being changeable as well as fixed. You have the ability to work very well under pressure, and the next experience in your life is going to highlight these qualities. You may even be coming out of this experience now, and this reading is to help you put this into perspective, but you're very good with time management, and I think being successful is actually about being more aware of this quality within you. You may think that you struggle with this, but actually you're hyper aware of being on time and being late and running out of time and scheduling things. This hyper awareness can be used to your advantage, because I do see here that success for you is a little bit of a juggling act. There's a couple of different things that you can be successful in simultaneously, and it makes me think that you may be someone who has a few different projects going on. You may be juggling a new relationship with a new job, with a new home, with a new family thing going on. You're someone who is good at juggling, and I think that being successful in doing that is about understanding how to do that well. It's not about taking on too much. Understand that you can only juggle 3 balls at one time. So let's put this ball on the ground and tell it that we'll visit it again on Tuesday. But for today, we're just going to juggle these 3 balls. And I see here with Tarot del Toro that you are absolutely a main character. You're someone who should, honestly, being more successful is about voicing your concerns, voicing everything. Basically, the main character is the main character. Everyone else works around you. Being more successful is about embodying that energy, group 4. And if this doesn't sound like you, I think that this reading is finding you at a time where you need to realize these qualities in your life and in your personality, because you have this within you, but it is not being harnessed to its full potential. Tarot del Toro tells me that you have a presence about you that commands attention, that commands space, and it doesn't have to be oppressive. It doesn't have to be authoritative. It doesn't even have to be like a dictator. You just you have this energy, and it's just you sitting in your firm energy of, this is who I am, this is what I need. Can you come in on Friday? Don't lie just to accommodate for their feelings. Don't say yes when you clearly have plans. Sit on it and reply when you know, actually, I can't. The Friday doesn't work for me. How about Thursday evening? How about Saturday morning? I'm not free until next week, Monday. Does that work for you? How about we bring up our calendars and troubleshoot this? It's really about knowing yourself enough to be able to portray a strong enough character to others, because you have main character vibes, group 4, and being very successful is about knowing yourself well enough to convey yourself to others. For you, group 4, I see that friendship seems to be very important, or it needs to be utilized more on your path to success. Connecting, networking, keeping up to date with people. It doesn't have to be about calling everyone at least once a day or once a week. It's more about maintaining social connections. If this is talking about work, the main reason that I'm thinking of this is because your social understanding of people is what makes you good at work. You need to understand people, and you need to be connected with the right people in order to make the right difference that you want. You're a humanitarian, so that tells me that you need to stay connected to humanity and your community. Now, if this is about love, the Three of Cups is telling me that your friends seem to inspire your more compassionate tendencies. I think that without these connections, you would have the tendency to be very cold and to be very disconnected from that compassionate side of you. So I do believe that if you want to be more successful in love, you have to maintain those relationships that help bring out those loving, compassionate tendencies and your qualities and your personality. I think that the Three of Cups in general is about staying social and maintaining social networks, so that you aren't cutting yourself off and you're keeping your heart open to opportunities. Now, the Queen of Blades tells me that you are an incredibly intelligent person. We know that. You're a very wise person. You're someone who is honestly probably very smart as well. You have this ability to look at the broader picture and to see things that other people don't. So take advantage of your wisdom. Take advantage of your knowledge. Take advantage of your unique perspective. Take advantage of your experiences, of your awareness of other people, of things that other people can't see. You have this ability to remove yourself from a situation and look at it from a bird's eye point of view. Take advantage of that quality in your relationships, in your work situations, with your health. This isn't about acting fast. This is about acting precisely. Don't take action until you know exactly what you want to do. Don't speak until you know exactly what you want to say. That is a quick way to command that main character presence in any given situation. Don't talk for the sake of filling in the conversation. Talk when you know exactly what you want to say. Act when you know exactly what you want to do. And this will really bring a lot of success to your world as a whole, because your personality is actually very strong and you have the ability to really command attention. I can see here with the 8 of Swords reverse, group 4, that your last message for success and how you can be more successful is honestly about paying attention to what other people see and not how you see yourself. Your portrayal of yourself is everything. You may think at the end of the day that you are a fumbling mess. Maybe, I don't want to project that onto you, but however you see yourself in negative ways, you're also very good at manipulating other people's point of views of you. And I think that is something that is honestly very scary, but very helpful to know about yourself. People are often misinterpreting you or misjudging you based on their first impression impression of you because you have a quality within you that is very capable of projecting a certain type of person, and it can be used to your advantage. I think that with your kind of personality, this is sort of the best case, the best thing to know about yourself, because I don't see you using this for wrong. I see you using it to help you help others, but it is something that you can do. You have the gift of the gab and the gift of portrayal. You know what to say and when to say it, and you know when to act and how to act upon it. So the Eight of Swords reversed is reminding you to really observe things through other people's eyes and to look at a situation through other people's eyes to help you understand why they're acting a certain way, what their intentions are, what their motives are, and how this situation is going to play out in their head. That's how I see you being most successful. That will help you strengthen your relationships as well as your work situations and honestly any interaction that you have with people. Let's see if we can get any other messages. Spirit for group. What else do I want to get for you? Let's get some gem cards. For group 4, is there anything that I have missed, Spirit? Is there anything that I have missed for group 4? What else do they need to know about how they can be more successful? What else does group 4 need to know? Oh, this card has come out a lot. Oh, it hasn't actually. We have Blue Howlite coming out for you. I'm going to get one more card. How can group 4 be more successful? This is the card that's come out a lot. We have Jade. Interesting. So they really want you to connect more with your feelings and your compassionate nature. They think that you have been very, very, very cold. Your spiritual team is saying that you have a beautiful, caring, understanding human side to you that you switch off when you get hurt and when people are a threat of hurting you again. So I really think that in order to be successful in this part of your life, you need to understand how to balance your empathy with your ability to shut down, because it is a quality and it is also a mechanism that you've developed that kept you safe to be able to shut down and turn off like this. However, to be successful, you need to balance the two. You need to know when to be compassionate, when to be caring, when to be understanding, when to look at things through the eyes of others, and when to exact your empathy so that you can actually connect with the situation and get the outcome that you want. There's a feeling here of bringing a genuine energy into your interactions, being more open-hearted and really coming across as a genuine person. I do think that if this is about love and relationships, you are attracting people who are very cautious of you because you're very cautious of them. They're encouraging you to be more open and to allow more intimate moments from earlier stages. Now, intimate moments could vary depending on who you are and what your little thing is, but it could be as simple as a deep and meaningful conversation, allowing more personal conversations, allowing more personal interactions, or just voicing that you have some issues with doing that in the first place. Because I do think that when it comes to love, if you are communicating with your partners about your troubles with intimacy, as long as they know, they will respect that that is something that you are working on or that is something that you are challenged by. In general, just being more open and compassionate here. Now, with the Blue Howlite, this is interesting because we have root chakra, Scorpio 16. Honestly, things are about to change for you. You're transforming, and we're going to talk about this more in the extended reading. I do see things turning, and it's because of your ability to honestly be changeable and fixed at the same time. All the signs we have are fixed or mutable energies. So it tells me that there is an aspect that is going to put you under pressure very soon, an aspect of your life that is going to really test you. And it's to show you how resilient you are and how much you actually crave a level of structure. Maybe you don't always want structure, but there's aspects of your life that need to be structured. And I think that with Blue Howlite here, you can be more successful by knowing this about yourself and by understanding how to balance those two qualities. It's also about starting the right things, doing it the right way from the beginning, because you are a creature of habit at times. You don't want to be stuck in the cycle of doing things the wrong way. So do things the right way from the beginning. When you start something, you start it right. And it's making me think of my father. When you do something, you do it right and you do it the first time. You do it right the first time. But that's what it it's kind of giving me is that you have the opportunity in your life to do things over, so do it the right way this time. This isn't technically your first time, but through this transformative period, allow it to happen the right way. Now, that's what I'm seeing for you, Group 4. I hope it was helpful. I'm going to take this into the extended. We're going to talk about this journey here. Where are you going? What is this about? And how is this going to lead to success? We're also going to understand a little bit more about these juggling business, to be honest with you. I want to talk a little bit about this because I feel like there's other aspects that are going on in your life that I really want to delve into. So I don't think I'm going to focus on any one card. We're just going to see what else I've missed here. We're going to talk more about how your success is going to play out in the near future, and if there's anything else you need to know about how to be more successful, Group 4. So I want to have a look at love and career over there and just see what the future has in store for you. So to recap, in the extended, we'll be looking at this Page of Wands. What is this new journey you're about to embark on? Where is it taking you? How will it lead to success? What does success look like in the near future? What else have I missed here, and how you can be more successful? And is there anything else you need to know about your journey of success moving forward? So if you want to join me in the extended, the link is in the description box, your Group 4. If you're not joining me there, I just need to take a quick second anyway for you, Group 4, to thank you for being here, for supporting me, and for exchanging energy with me. It has been a pleasure to read for you today. I also want to thank your spiritual team and my spiritual team for helping me channel these messages and for keeping me safe while doing so. Please look after your wonderful self. I wish you all the best to a prosperous, bright, successful future, Group 4. Thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.